Okairi nasai minasan. Today we're gonna talk about Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 32. This episode is really fantastic because they finally said the word. They finally said homunculus. I have been waiting for that word for the longest time because I can finally check off one of the things from my bingo card, and that is the appearance of homunculus. How crazy is that? So obviously my bingo card still have a lot of things to be filled, but let us focus on episode 32 right now because I felt like the introduction and the confirmation of them being a homunculus is a setup for eventually we are actually gonna see the Philosopher's Stone itself. Okay, so I'm really excited if we do actually get a confirmation that the Philosopher's Stone actually exists in the realm of Gotchard. Is gonna be amazing. But then again, at the same time, they could actually just left the Philosopher's Stone story at the summer movie itself rather than leaving it into the main series, because they need something for the plot of the summer movie. So if like using Philosopher's Stone as kind of like the main highlight of the summer movie is definitely gonna make a lot of people more interested in the story and all those stuff, and especially based on the teaser of the upcoming summer movie for Kamen Rider Gotchard, we are actually gonna see Daybreak making an appearance once again. So they would need a massive source of power to maybe save the war of Daybreak. You know, like they have managed to successfully save their own war, and now they are actually going to the Daybreak timeline to save the Daybreak timeline, something like that. Okay, so I'm not sure how things are gonna go and what are the possible future that is gonna happen, but let us just go back to episode 32 and talk about Lakeshi, Kyoka, and all of the interaction in episode 32, because when we actually see Kyoka like giving the idea that, hey, what if we can make you human? I think that question is like open a can of worms that we might actually get a happy ending for the three Abyssal Sister, because so far right now I kept on saying that maybe the three Abyssal Sister might not get a happy ending itself. Okay, like we might actually get maybe the only one that is gonna become human is actually gonna be Lakeshi. But at the same time, after I really sit down and think about all the three Abyssal Sister, you can actually see that the three of them actually yearns for human connection itself. They yearns for family interaction itself. Not so much on the personality on Lakeshi, but at the same time, you could also think that she has a little bit of like human nature inside of her, because how she actually cosplay as a nun in the first few episodes of Kamen Rider Gotchard. So like she's supposed to represent a face of human where human would believe in a higher being, believe in God and all those stuff, and that is why she actually cosplay as a nun. I'm not so sure about that. I don't want to go so deep into like studying their character and their motive, something like that, but a few things that is very obvious from Atropos and even Clotho itself is that they yearn family. They want family, and Atropos is the perfect example for that, because we might think Atropos is the cold-hearted bitch that she is, but she is not. She is someone that is like she's just trying her best to please Leon. She's trying her best to please her so-called father. Man, it's like she knows for a fact that she is just a homunculus. She's not her real daughter. She's not human, and yet she calls Leon her father. And that is so crazy to actually think about it. That she doesn't use the word master, she doesn't use the word of my creator, but instead she used the word father, because she yearns the connection with the father itself, with Leon itself. So everything that Atropos did is to please the father and to carry on his will, something like that. And even I think this is something that I did not notice and I don't really think about, but this is also something that has been hinted at us by how Atropos calling the little puppets Oni-chan, because it's like if you could just easily say that, just use the puppets. Like why does Atropos felt the need to call them Oni-chans? Because she in secretly, like she desire a family, she desire a connection between people itself, and that is why she's so attracted to Rene in the first place, because she saw that Rene is same as her, like she's like alone, like the father doesn't like her, it's like and all those stuff. So like she's like questioning like Rene, like why do you keep on doing all these things, like what keeps you going, what motivates you, and all those stuff. And Atropos is obviously like really interested to learn more and to really understand like how does a human think and what keeps a human going and all those stuff. So are we gonna get a happy ending for Atropos? I felt like the answer is still very hard to predict how things are gonna go for Atropos, but Lucky C for sure, okay? Lucky C for sure is gonna become a human. But what about Clotho? Because right now Clotho is in a really weird position. If episode 32 is not about a story for Clotho, then I would felt like maybe there's a possibility that Clotho would actually have a happy ending. But because of what we got from Clotho in this episode, it actually kind of like she's being set up to have a death flag coming her way from a mile away. So it's like I'm not sure how things are gonna go, but this is a Kamen Rider show, okay? So we might not actually get to see the death of Clotho as well, because like how the case is gonna be set if they're correct, if like someone die or something like that, because like the rider, like they can't even kill off rider right now because of like the people is gonna get upset because like the rider died and all those stuff. So I don't think Clotho is gonna die, but she might not, okay? But I would love it if they actually just went for it and really just kill her off, because of how she is by the end of this episode. Like she actually succumbed to the darkness, like she was given power by the Abyssal King, and she was granted a new form of power, and it actually caused her to become more monster-like rather than human-like itself. So it really makes me wonder like what are the possible future story for Clotho. But one thing that I really love from this episode that we get from Clotho is when Houtarou asks her, so what is your gacha? What is your dream? What do you really fight for? And Clotho mind, it immediately flashed the picture of the three of the sisters standing together. And this actually tells us that Clotho also yearned for family itself, that she yearns that the three of them is gonna stay together. So when you have all these three in mind, like you actually can see like why does these three Abyssal sister is like acting upon the comment of Glion in the first place. Okay, so obviously Glion have an order for the three Abyssal sister, steal the driver for me. So Atropos, being the insecure child that she wants to please the father, obviously she executed to the max that she can, and then Clotho just want the family to be together, and that's why she did it. And Lucky C just did whatever the hell that she wants, and she deems fun to do. Okay, so I feel like that is really interesting character that we actually get for the three Abyssal sister. All three of them are really well written character, I felt, and obviously it might not be the best, there might be one-dimensional character, but then again, if you really break down the reason why Clotho wants to be stronger, and she has the desire to become stronger and stronger again, because that is how she felt like she can actually pull the family back together. Because of what Atropos says in the beginning of the episode, is like, oh, right now you are useless as the rest of the Oni-chan Tachi, something like that. So it's kind of like telling us that Clotho felt like if she can grow stronger, then Atropos would want her back, or if she can grow stronger, then she can win Lakesi back on her side. And if she can grow stronger, like she can just pull everyone back together. Like she felt like she has to be strong, and that is so human to think like that. And I just love that for Clotho. Okay, but speaking of Clotho, her costume, what is up with her costume? And like I felt like after one complaint from the producer be like, bad, you know, like you want a new costume, you felt like your costume is too revealing, bad, I'm gonna make you went from a winter hell to a summer hell. Man, that is so rude, man. It's like, I mean, a Clotho outfit is the most revealing in the first place, and I feel like she's definitely gonna have the toughest times when they are recording in the winter time. But right now they are reaching the summer time, and her costume went from very, very revealing to very, very concealed. Like it consumed up to her mouth, man. Like it's like, bro, like she's gonna be in sweats. I'm not sure, like. It's crazy, yeah. It's crazy, but it's fun when you know, like if you actually watch there's a Kamen Rider Gotchard YouTube video where it's just the three Abyssal sisters talking to one another. It's kind of like a Abyssal sister podcast, something like that. And in the first episode of that podcast, we actually get to hear Clotho complaining about her clothes being too revealing, and after that we actually get to see her getting her upgraded form, something like that. And right now we get to see her yet another upgraded form. So it's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. But now that Clotho has a new form, I'm not sure how things are gonna go for her. Like, is she gonna finally be able to utilize Type 3 for Kamen Rider, the Dread Driver itself? I felt like if we actually get to see Type 3 being used by Clotho, it's gonna be amazing. But then again, at the same time, I would love to see like Clotho maybe unlocking a monster form, something like that. But if she were to unlock a monster form, then it would actually kind of like, you know, flagging her own death, something like that. Okay, so really, really crazy stuff here. But enough with the Abyssal sister talk. We need to talk about something a little bit too early, 100 years from now. Okay, so and that is Legend. I felt like how they introduced the world of Legend, how they introduced 100 in this episode is like they did not handheld you at all. They just jump straight into it. They don't care if you watch the spin-off series or not. The episode where they introduce Kamen Rider Legend or not, they just went with it. Because the reason why I felt like they did this is because they assume everyone will have watched Legend already, especially with how popular Legend is, like on the internet and all the stuff. I felt like if you are a Gotchard fan or if you're a big fan of Kamen Rider, you would definitely go check out Kamen Rider Legend versus Kamen Rider Gotchard already. So they don't bother introducing what is going on and all those stuff. They just cut straight into it, and I love it. I love that they don't bother showing us kind of like a flashback, giving us kind of like, they don't narrate the story to us. I think that is like a really, really clever move. So yeah, fantastic stuff. I feel like the 100 definitely set themselves up to die in the next episode, because like we got 3 villain looking people like coming to Gotchard World saying that we are gonna take over the world itself. But I felt like showing Legend on the poster of the final arc of Kamen Rider Gotchard itself, it almost kind of like give us a wrong idea that he like Legend is gonna stay here for long. I felt like the thing with Kamen Rider Legend and the 100, I felt like all of that is gonna get settled in episode 33 or even episode 34. Okay, I don't think it's gonna stay here for long, man. I don't think we are gonna reach episode 36 and Legend is still gonna be in the world of Gotchard. And I felt like one thing that I already mentioned in my previous video when we first knew about Legend coming to Gotchard is the one of the problem is that if they make Legend too weak, then we are not gonna be happy. If they make it too strong, then what's the point for Gotchard even being there itself? So when they actually make the 100 to be the villain for the Legend arc itself, then it would actually make sense for Legend to make an appearance and Legend only focusing to take down his own supposedly villain group itself rather than taking down the Abyssal Sister and the Abyssal King. Like what Legend is focusing on is to take down the 100 itself. But then again, at the same time, if they were to really make the story of Gotchard really interesting, is they can actually make that it is because of the appearance of Legend on the wall of Gotchard that the Abyssal King is able to harness the power of Legend and unlock the Gate of Darkness. If that is how the story goes, then maybe it's gonna make sense that Legend make an appearance and Legend has a role to play in the finale of the story itself. You know, like maybe not. We're not sure how things are gonna go. But the reason why I think like that is because of the color of Legend. Okay, the color of Legend is gold, and when I think of gold, I think of Gleon. You know, gold and stuff. So maybe, you know, it gels well together. Okay, it's what I'm trying to say. But right now, so far, we only saw Butler making an appearance. In the next episode, we are gonna see obviously Legend himself making an appearance as well. Whether or not we are gonna see the final form of Legend being revealed to us in episode 33 is another big question. Okay, so I'm really excited to see how the battle between Legend and the 300 rider. They're supposed to be I think if not mistaken, they're gonna be the Dark Kiva, and then I know definitely Dark Kiva is there, and then we're gonna get what was the name already? Not Gazer, okay, like Glay, okay, so we got Dark Kiva and Glay. I forgot what are the other Dark Rider that we're gonna get, okay, but we are gonna get 3 Dark Rider in Eternal, okay. Eternal is also gonna make an appearance as well in the next episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard. But I feel like the biggest thing that I see on the internet right now is that a lot of people actually went and checked the episode 33 credit, like the list of cast. That one of it is Kamen Rider Zane. Zane is gonna make an appearance in episode 33. Maybe not. We are not sure. But I feel like if Zane were to make an appearance here, then it would mean that outsiders might actually cross over with Legend itself. Because I felt like maybe one of the way to take down Zane is to actually take down for us to introduce Legend into the mix itself, okay? Because you know Zane have all the power of the rider and Legend have all the power of the riders. Both of them duke it out with one another. That is how the story ends for outsiders. It's gonna be interesting, but at the same time, you know, a little bit lame as well, because so far outsiders has been the love project for a lot of people, because like we get a lot of new forms, a lot of forms that we finally get to see happening on screen. So really fun stuff and really amazing time to be alive. Okay, so really fantastic stuff. But lastly, I just want to end the video by giving all of you a secret word to comment in the comment section below to let me know you actually finished the video. And the word today is gonna be inside out. The reason why it is inside out, because I also want to research the body of Lakeshi inside out, okay? Not only Kyoka can do it, I also want to do it. Everyone deserves to study the body of Lakeshi inside out. It is weird, and now let's just end the video here, because before I get caught by saying something I'm not supposed to say and weird, okay? So goodbye, sayonara, hope you guys enjoy. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.